Bellissima. Here's a traffic tie-up on the Bruckner Expressway interchange. And we're going to Harlem. It is already 9:32 a.m. And as you can see, we have a pretty traffic tie-up here for those who do not believe unless they see. A huge tie-up here on the Bruckner Expressway. And traffic is moving slowly. We're going to East Harlem, 119th Street. On this Thursday, May 10th, 2012. This is a traffic tie-up on the Bruckner shoulder. Dilo, dilo. Yo te conozco, bacalao, aunque venga disfrazado. It is 9:40 a.m. and we are still tied up on the Bruckner interchange. Traffic tie-ups. This is bad, really bad. Really bad. There's construction on the road. There's the crowd at Hunter College here on 119th Street. There's the breakfast session. Assemblyman Robert Rodriguez. Hi, Assemblyman. Nice to see you. Franck LaBoy.
Hi, Frank. How are you?
James Monroe Senior Center. Suleika Cabrera.
All right. Excellent. Thanks for coming.
With all due respect, I knew your dad.
I know that name. There's not that many LaBoys, so I was like, I know that name.
Man, siempre decían que tú no hablabas español.
I do. Don't believe the hype. It ain't perfect, but it's good enough.
That's right. Good seeing you. Thank you for the event. And here is the breakfast. Charlie Door. Like that crowd there, James Monroe Senior Center. Ella se parece a Cristina Tamayo. Esta es Cristina Tamayo.
Hola, ¿cómo está? ¿Qué tal? Gusto, mucho gusto. Todo bien, ¿verdad?
Todo bien.
Buen día.
There's the Institute's table. Sí, ahí lo saco.
Dice que muy probablemente a lo mejor lo consigan. Que muy probablemente consigan el centro. Según dice él.
Good.
Que están trabajando en eso.
Mira, la semana que viene él tiene un evento en el Bronx, bien bueno. Arch Care.
How are you?
Good to see you. Yeah, I know. cambió de ropa. ¿Sí?
Ahí van a coger un suntan, ahí van a coger un suntan, ¿oíste?
Para allá no voy yo. Charlie 2, ponte con las damas para yo tirar con retrato. Smile, you're on candid camera.
Ok, para repetir, vamos a tener el almuerzo después del primer taller. After the first workshop, lunch will be served. So pick your workshop. We will bring food to the workshop rooms as well. So there's service, hay servicio. Ok, para el almuerzo vamos a tenerlo en el segundo piso y también en el cuarto de conferencia 115 y también en todos los niveles.
¿Me pueden oír? Yo soy Suleika Cabrera Drinane, yo soy ¿Me pueden oír? There's been so much said. I think there's been so much said that I'm going to change my presentation. Él estaba hablando en términos de los diferentes cambios y una de las cosas, todo está cambiando en términos de los medios de comunicaciones. Hay muchos cambios en el sistema de salud, usted lo sabe, ¿verdad? Ya el plan de médico, de Medicaid, todo el mundo tiene que estar en el plan de médico. Cuidado. Estamos hablando también de los cambios de cuidado de hogar. Algunas veces cambios de presentación. I'm sorry. Okay. We're always talking about changes, and now is the time of change for a lot of us. There's right now in terms of Medicaid and long-term care. Medicaid, you had in 2011, you had to join the plan of managed care. That's what you're saying, some of the changes. Then you have to change in terms of long-term care. How many of you have home attendants? So now I'm going to say it in Spanish. Lo voy a decir bien ligero, but I just want to put it together so we could say it. So when you're saying that, the CASA and its HRA, that's all changing as of July 1st. People have to change and go into a managed care plan. And it's no longer HRA. And those things are going to be discussed in your workshop. And that's why I think de Medicaid, el cambio de cómo ustedes pueden asesorar cuidado en el hogar. Van a haber cambios que no, algunas veces no van a coger 24 horas que algunos de ustedes tienen. Van a ser menos horas. Todas esas discusiones se van a llevar a cabo en esos talleres de trabajo. Hay uno que de Medicaid, también ustedes están oyendo todo siempre el impacto, la reforma de salud, ¿verdad? Eso lo que está, que es la nueva ley que hay en términos de Obama y de lo que ustedes, que el impacto de eso a ustedes. Todas esas cosas se van a llevar a cabo en esos workshops. Now, también hay un taller de seguro social. Seguro social, hay tantos conceptos que no son correctos. Myths.
Mitos.
¿Cómo se dice?
Mitos.
Mitos. Hay tantos mitos en términos de seguridad social. Do you think Social Security is broken? Do you think we should raise the age of Social Security? Do you think we're living longer? Yes, but that doesn't mean that it's affecting Social Security as bad. Because right now, when you're looking at living longer, right? Our community is not living longer. And when you're looking at what's going on of displacement of jobs, you know, when I started, it was 62. Now it's 65. 62 is the retirement age. Early retirement, 65 was the regular age. Now it's 66, and they want to put it 67. We should just say there's enough money. It is the best social insurance, and it's not an entitlement or benefit. It is an insurance, and those are the words you have to use. It's an insurance, and you have to say, and we all have to get together, because in the media you think that everything is broken. No, not everything is broken. So Social Security is going to be discussed in terms of the benefits, and then going to have discussions, and then you have various programs, like we have some bilingual caseworkers that you'll be able to go and see at some of their nonprofit organizations that are serving are bilingual that you could go to. But it's important that you go to Social Security, and let me tell you the rules.
So moving on to the next part of the program, I have the opportunity to introduce Deputy Commissioner for the New York City Department of Aging, Karen Resnick. As we wait for the Deputy Commissioners, vamos a hacer este programa en inglés y en español para todos. Y me llamo Roberto Rodriguez, yo soy el asambleísta representando este área, el 68 distrito del barrio East Harlem. Y quería darte gracias. En caso que no hay suficiente espacio en el auditorio, tenemos un cuarto abajo, el 115, donde tenemos espacio y donde puede ver este programa que está pasando en el auditorio, en la televisión. En el centro de nuestra historia y cultura afro-boricqueño, aquí en el barrio, where we have over 86,000 seniors. Tenemos más que 86,000 gente mayores, que son el sangre de nuestra comunidad, son nuestros abuelos, nos cuidan a nuestros jóvenes. X number of people in your household. You need to make sure you put food on the table, and that's what this program is for. So I want to make sure that as a family, we are all here. We talk about that. There's no shame in that. Check your income level, and if you know that your family situation has changed and you've got kids that are now back at home, you may qualify. Okay, and just making sure, can everybody hear me? Am I talking into the microphone? Okay, good. Yep, and because we can make it a little louder. I know everyone's a little warm in here. I'm a little warm up here too, and we're working on the air conditioning. Okay, ¿y en español quiere hacer?
At the ripe young age of 81, has more energy than most 82 has more energy than most 42-year-olds that I know. So great to see you, Congressman. Thank you once again, Assemblyman Robert Rodriguez. Have a wonderful conference. Take in all the information, and don't forget your exercises at home as well.
From our elected officials, and then we're going to get into the program, which is the information that we're going to be presenting throughout the day. Así vamos a hacer bendiciones de parte de todos los políticos electivos para que puedas presentar, y después vamos a empezar con el programa. Puedo introducir ahora nuestro presidente del condado de Manhattan. Next next we get to introduce our president for the Borough of Manhattan, Scott Stringer.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's good to see you all. And it is great to be here with Controller Lou and the young man to my right, Congressman Charlie Rangel, who is the hardest working man in this business. And
they told me that young Bobby Rodriguez had a room full of pretty women over here, and I threw away my cane. I don't know how you hide it. And came over here because this room is just feeling the energy of you being here. And if you can imagine, some lady was complaining downstairs about the temperature, and here she was, elderly and active enough to get out to be coming here. And all of you, if we could just take a deep breath and thank God for what we have. And it's working because there's just so many people that just wish they could be where we are today. And believe me, coming out like this with Bobby and our president, the councilwoman, it brings the energy of us all being here together. You reach a certain age that you feel lonely, that you wonder whether or not you are being remembered. You think about the memories you had when you were younger. And my beloved mother once told me, Charlie, the worst thing in the world that you can have is loneliness. And a part of our job is to make certain that you're never lonely. When we say public service, we mean it. We mean it even to the extent that if you don't have a problem, call anyway, if you got no one to call. Because sometimes children get their own family, have their own children, and they love you, but they just ain't gonna be with you. And a part of our job is to make certain that as this country moves forward, it never forgets the people that made the investment for us to move forward. They can talk about 16, 17 trillion dollars in debt, but you didn't put us in debt. It's that they do it to us. To say that we're not entitled to universal care, to say that we can't have access to see a doctor before we get sick, is not only immoral, but it saves a heck of a lot of money to keep us out of hospitals, out of emergency rooms, to keep us healthy. And so Bobby comes from a long family of public service, right here from the hood. He's gone to Princeton and a whole lot of Ivy League, and they bring you out when they
So your son, I already introduced myself, but we all recognize that this is... I've just been reminded that I should wave hi to the folks that we have in 115 and 116. Everybody, come on, see?
Of our health. So we are all very blessed to be here today. I chair the Aging Committee in the City Council, and I don't have an AARP card. I think I'm like the youngest chair of the Aging Committee ever. And people ask why I wanted to take that on, and that's because I was taught to respect my elders. Because I grew up in the city, I want my mother to live here forever, and I want my two little boys to live here forever. And that means planning smartly and wisely for the growth that we are going to see, the explosion of seniors we're going to
86-year-old man, and I open up the mailbox.
This past year was a rough year, no question about it, between the United States of America almost going into default last August, to the European economy, countries potentially going underwater. That's been riling our financial market. So it was a tough year this past year. Unfortunately, our pension funds earned a little less than 2%. But that was after 2 great years. The first year I was controller, we earned 13 lives of senior citizens who, if you think about it, are the most important people in our city. Without the most important people, it is through your hard work and commitment and dedication that neighborhoods all across New York City have gotten to the point where there are such assets to our city. And we should never forget for the young people like Robert, like Scott Stringer. I'm not so young anymore, but we still have to remember who we owe a debt of gratitude to, and that's our senior citizens. And when I work every day as city controller, that's right, senior citizens. When I work every day as city controller, I try to maintain the priorities of our city.
Our pension dollars are protected, that it goes up, that all the contracts that are signed are done the right way, that all the checks get written in the right fashion, and that New York maintains its fiscal stability. So I have the great honor to introduce Comptroller John Liu. ¿Ustedes necesitan esa introducción en español también o no? Creo que él no necesita ninguna introducción.
Thank you. Good morning. Buenos dias. Thank you to Assemblyman Rodriguez for pulling all of this together. We have a full room upstairs, we have a full room downstairs, and there are still people outside in the hallway trying to get in. And it just goes to show how important this conference that Robert has put together really is. There's so much information that is out there on the tables. There's going to be so much information presented to you by the Social Security Administration.
That are accessible to wheelchairs in the middle. We're going to get the program started in under 5 minutes. So as soon as we can get the empty seats filled, we can begin. Thank you. If anyone has any questions about senior fitness or physical activity in general. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're looking for seats. If everybody
Are you familiar with this gentleman here?
Yes, definitely. We have all kind of.
Melody, say hello.
I wanted on this sheet. We wanted to have
What's you on this sheet?
Perdone. Te llamo.
Yes. God bless you. Take care.
Will do.
Good to see you back at work.
Likewise. Thank you. Charles Dorr, do you know this gentleman here?
Yes.
No, Frank, really, you look fabulous.
Thank you.
Oh, are you still?
This takes pictures and video.
if you look at the chart, it tells you when your full retirement age is. Okay? What does that mean? That means that somebody can retire at 62, but that would be early retirement, right? And there would be a reduction, right? But if a person waits until a full retirement age, then they get the full amount of benefit.
Yo creo que sí.
Podemos jugar un que llama. Ahí me llega ahí a las 2 y pico juega. Da tiempo.
A buen tiempo llega.
Ellos están empezando ahora. Ya van a hacer el primer especial ahora.
This is Harlem en barrio.
El malo,
Soy la única